Good morning, I'm KJ.
Hi, it's Natasha.
Good morning and welcome once again. And this morning we wanted to chat with you for a few minutes about anxiety and some of the strategies to overcome our anxiety during some of these really challenging times.
So, again, an introduction, just in case you missed our first call. We just felt that we wanted to hop on here and give some of our professional advice. More so, it's Kevin's professional advice, being a mental health professional. We feel it's really valuable to share the knowledge and share the encouragement with people, because we're all going through really tough times, and we hope that this will just encourage you, and so share it with lots of people. So let's go. What do we got to say today?
All right. So we're going to talk about anxiety. Anxiety is really fear, isn't it? It's fear that something might happen, or fear that something is going to happen. And so what we want to do is be aware of that. First of all, that anxiety is not the enemy. So I'd like to use a little illustration. Imagine you're in a forest and somebody told you that there's bears in the forest. Well, all of a sudden, you would probably be a lot more cautious of the forest and be on the lookout because you don't want to get eaten by a bear. Am I right, Jordan? Probably right. So therefore, if you... no, you can't say no. You can't say hi. Okay.
Teenagers want to say hi.
Yes.
Keep going. The bear.
Oh yeah, she threw me right off.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to get it later on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So if you're going through the forest and you're looking out for bears, you're probably not going to get eaten because you're protecting yourself, right? So anxiety works in that same way, whereas if you're on the lookout, if you're sensing that danger may be coming, then you're going to be paying attention. The problem with anxiety is that it also makes you hypersensitive to things that aren't even necessarily dangers. So when we talk about this situation with COVID-19, we can be very fearful of a lot of what-if situations, things that might happen, that may happen, or quite frankly, things that may never happen.
Yeah. And so we, as humans, we tend to have a negative mindset, and so we worry about, well, what if this and what if that, and so by focusing on the what ifs, that actually is feeding the anxiety and the fear. And it's not the what if as positive, but it's often the what if as negative. Like, what if we can't pay the bill 6 months from now? Mm-hmm. What if this doesn't end? What if this goes into... The reality is that we need to start to change the story, because our pastor said on Sunday, if we're feeding the fear, if we're feeding the anxiety, our faith can't grow and we can't get into a positive space. So on one of our earlier lives, we talked about turning off some of the news and really starting to take action to limit how much fear and anxiety we're actually feeding our brain.
Yeah. And another thing we talked about that could be really helpful is actually creating a what-if list. Now think about this, because if you're thinking about the difficult things that could happen, well, I would like you also to think of it like a seesaw. Or you remember when you used to go to the kids' park and there would be that, it was a teeter-totter. Teeter-totter, right? And have two people on either side in order for that teeter-totter to work. And Angela, who's now on, would know all about that because she works with kids. But you have to have a teeter-totter. So if you are going to give yourself time to think about some of the negative things that could be happening, I also want you to give yourself the same amount of time to think about the positive things that are happening. So therefore, if you're going to have this, say, a piece of paper, and you write out all of the things that are making you anxious, or all of the things that are making you afraid. Perhaps it might be, am I going to be able to pay the bills? I might not be able to pay the bills. But then on the other side, then you can write out some of the things about how you paid the bills in the past, or how you've been creative in getting things accomplished in the past.
So that's on that, that's a different take, isn't it? Because we could just say kind of don't be anxious, but that's a practical step to actually countering the fear and anxiety, is actually acknowledging it, right? Mm-hmm. Writing it down and making that list. And then the other side of the teeter-totter, or is that what we call teeter-totter? Yeah. The other side of it would be a seesaw. That's what we call it. Yeah.
By the seashore.
The other side of the seesaw would be what are the good things, right? So we gotta what are the good things we can feed ourselves, and we talk about gratitude, right? I know it's kind of almost like cliche, people say it, but our faith really having a thankful heart, being thankful is huge, and it's just not by accident. We believe that our God has put that in His Word to be thankful, because when we start to give thanks for what we do have, instead of worrying about what we don't have, it's powerful, and it actually, the science has shown, like now science is like showing that the mind is like, when you have a gratitude spirit, it changes your mind, like your mindset changes.
It really does.
So the other side is to start making a list of things you're grateful for, and it might just be one thing a day, but keep a running list so you see it. One thing, and it might just be for a cup of coffee, that you can make coffee at home.
I was going to ask you that. So what is it, the one thing that you would say that you're most thankful for right now? Well, maybe not most thankful, but you're thankful.
So today I thought of it. It was my feet work, that I could actually go. I went for a run this morning.
You go, girl.
And that they
I went for an extra sleep.
You went for an extra sleep. But that was something that I'm able-bodied, that I can move. And today that was one thing. And so what is your one thing that you're grateful for? You guys can put that in the and let's just keep that going.
The one thing that I'm really thankful for, as I've been talking to a lot of people, is that they're actually seeing this in some ways as a blessing. And you're thinking, well, how is that possible that we're seeing this as a blessing? But it really is changing. Hi, Marilee. It's really changing the way we live our lives, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's kind of said bringing us back to the basics in a lot of ways, where we have more time at home. Our schedules are not as full, and we're able to spend more face-to-face time with the people closest to us, and perhaps even get some things done that we haven't been able to get done for a while. So I'd like to put it open to the watchers, the viewers as well, to say, what have you been noticing that's been different for you in the last while that has actually been a real positive? Because I bet if you could dig deep, you could see that there are some real positive things that are coming out of this. Yeah,
absolutely. And the stories yet to be told and written about there are miracles actually happening right now.
Yeah.
And as difficult as it is, there's lots of great things happening. And so, that's what I believe for today. It's about, I want to just leave you guys with a verse from our favorite book, the Bible, in Philippians 4. It went away, but there it is, Philippians 4:6.
Yes.
Don't be anxious for anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, right? I don't think I've noticed that before right there.
Yeah.
With thanksgiving, present your request to God. So don't be, it's so clear, that sums it all up. Not to be anxious, but to be grateful, but still pray.
But it's easier said than done, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So circling back to what we talked about in the beginning, identifying what the anxiety is. Wow.
Angela's been cooking.
Miracles do happen every day. Our friend Angela says that she's been cooking, and so that's a really great thing, and Craig is going to be so thankful.
Yes, miracles happen. This is one of them.
That's great. Good stuff.
Okay.
So being thankful and identifying the things that do cause you some anxiety, and then using that teeter-totter method on the other side, the reasons why you're thankful, to go against that or work against that can be really helpful.
Great. Well, I think that's...
Yes. So the next session, I think we've already kind of got our topic for next time, don't we?
Do?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the things that we've noticed, the positive things that are happening.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to talk about that. We want to hear from you as well, too. So if you have a little story to share, then we would love to maybe even showcase your story in the next video. So we look forward to that. In a couple of days, we'll drop that one, okay?
Yeah, cool.
Great.
Stay
You guys
positive,
have a great
everyone.
day.
Stay safe.
Stay positive, and think about the good things that are going on in your life. Bye for now.